반짝이는 눈빛 눈이 부셔 매일 날 감싸주는 손길.
Eunjung aunt will definitely come back, so wait for me. Today, I want to talk about Guhana, who has been away from Korea for 3 years to seek revenge and bring back Eunjung. When Guhana found out that Eunjung was suffering from depression, she tried to visit her, but her efforts were blocked by the powerful Shin Yeo-jin, the chairman of a large corporation. Even the police turned their back on her. Guhana's heart ached as she imagined how much Eunjung was suffering, especially since he was probably waiting for his aunt. But Guhana realized how powerless she was, realizing how difficult it was to fight without money and power, just like her siblings Gu Ji-eun and Gu Ji-chang, who had begged her to apologize to their mother but ended up bending to money and influence. Guhana wanted to make things right, but the power of Shin Yeo-jin seemed impossible to defeat. When Shin Yeo-jin rejected her with no apology, Guhana regretted not leaving sooner. Her brother Gu Ji-seok was frustrated with her, telling her that Eunjung must be suffering even more than she was and urging her to forget about everyone in that house. Shin Yeo-jin and Eunjung came from the same bloodline of the enemy they hated. Gu Ji-seok promised to help Guhana bring Eunjung back, but she was confused by his words about Shin Yeo-jin being their enemy. Gu Ji-seok finally revealed the truth about Shin Yeo-jin's cruelty, something he had kept secret for years. Guhana, desperate for revenge, sought help from Yoon Sung-ho, a teacher who had been her benefactor and helped her when she was in a desperate situation in America. Yoon Sung-ho suggested that she study abroad and offered her a ticket to America where she could prepare herself for revenge. Guhana had struggled to support her siblings from a young age and never completed her education, but her strength and knowledge of languages would help her adapt in America. As Guhana prepared to leave, she tried to leave a message for Eunjung, telling him that she would return, but Shin Yeo-jin was blocking her from seeing him. She asked Shin Bang-ul to deliver a letter to Eunjung, promising her niece that she would return. She left the country with determination, knowing that one day she would come back stronger. Meanwhile, Eunjung was deeply affected by his separation from Guhana. He missed his aunt so much that he cried every night, barely eating, and clung to the memory of her. When Shin Bang-ul brought the letter from Guhana, Eunjung's heart filled with hope. He read the letter with tears in his eyes, comforted by the promise that Aunt Hannah would return. He held on to that hope and vowed to stay strong, waiting for his aunt. 3 years passed and Guhana returned to Korea. She had changed completely, no longer the fragile woman who had been bullied by Shin Yeo-jin. She was now a strong, determined woman with a cold and confident demeanor. She was ready to take down Shin Yeo-jin and reunite with Eunjung. At the airport, her brother Yoon Sung-ho and Ji-seok greeted her, impressed by her transformation. They could see that she was now a force to be reckoned with. With her allies by her side, Guhana's plan to take down Shin Yeo-jin was set in motion. She was no longer the weak woman who had been deceived as a fake daughter. Now she was someone with the strength and knowledge to take action. Her revenge was not just about business. It was about taking back her niece and reclaiming what was rightfully hers. Shin Yeo-jin, realizing that her empire was in danger, found herself losing control as her secrets were exposed and her company's stock plummeted. Meanwhile, Guhana, now back in Korea, was determined to bring her niece home. When she finally reunited with Eunjung at his school, it was an emotional moment. Eunjung, who had waited so long, could hardly believe that his aunt was standing in front of him again. They promised to never be apart again. Guhana had not only returned stronger but had also legally adopted Eunjung, preparing every detail to ensure that Shin Yeo-jin could not take her away. Guhana had taken every step to ensure her victory, including gathering evidence of Shin Yeo-jin's wrongdoings. Now, everything was in place to finally bring down the woman who had caused so much pain to their family.
'Cause you are